Congressman Romano, collaborate with international fact-checking and oversight institutions. What do you say about that? What can you say about it?
We subscribe to, again, following the whole of society approach, we subscribe that we need the help of civil society, including fact-checkers, Mr. Chair. But it doesn't take away from the fact that government should regulate, and it's like fact-checking the fact-checkers, Mr. Chair.
What did you say?
Fact-checking, we can collaborate with fact-checkers, Mr. Chairs, as proposed in the law, but government has to have some sort of supervision or oversight above those fact-checkers.
Well, there's no problem with the oversight. You're talking about the oversight in Congress?
Even with government, Mr. Chair, if the law would provide for oversight vested upon an executive agency or body, that would be fine with the DICT as well, Mr. Chair.
Are you aware, before you met these people here, Miss Mel, Miss Jel, Miss I, Miss Catherine, are you already aware of their presence?
Some of them we have collaborated before.
Ngayon nyo lang na-meet.
I think I met Ms. Mel before in a previous Congress, but the others I have met for the first time, Mr. Chair.
Are you willing to collaborate, correct? Therefore, sinong dapat na manguna dyan? Hindi ba the ICT? Hindi ba the ICT dapat ang manguna para imbitahan sila to collaborate with you? Am I right? Sinong dapat mauna? Kayo ba? Kayo ba ang magpatawag sa DICT? O dapat ang DICT mapatawag sa inyo to collaborate?
I think, Mr. Chair, kung sino ho ang dapat mauna, tama ho kayo. Dapat DICT ho ang mauna at CICC ho ang mauna. At yan po ang gagawin namin, Mr. Chair.
Yan. So you promise this committee now that as soon as possible, you will take the lead in calling all of these people here to collaborate with you.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Do you promise that?
I swear to it, Mr. Chair, under the new administration. Under the new administration
under oath?
Under oath po.
Oh, you're under oath, huh?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Therefore, you're promising now
yes, Mr. Chair.
that as soon as possible, that you will take the lead in collaborating with this non-governmental organizations.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ayan, ha? Babantayan ko yan, ha?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Yes, Miss...
Just for a light moment, Secretary Aguda is actually in the board of the Blockchain Council.
The mic much closer to you.
Sorry.
Speak louder, please, ma'am.
Just to add to that, just for the information also of the Assembly, Secretary Henry Aguda of the DICT is actually in the board of the Blockchain Council of the Philippines. Should be fairly easy.
Okay, thank you so much. Lastly, Secretary J. Ruiz and our former colleague, Congressman Attorney Glenn Chong, will be recognized as well.
Yes. Your Honor,
go ahead.
may I request to be excused, but before doing that, may I give my statement? Because I wasn't able to give a statement earlier.
You want to read your statement before you leave?
Yeah.
Sige, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Well, of course, I would like to thank the honorable members of this House of Representatives for giving us a chance to give us our position paper regarding the fight against fake news. The Presidential Communications Office fully supports the legislation to fight fake news, hate speech, disinformation, misinformation, malinformation, and deepfakes. Many of us here may have at one point experienced the impact of fake news, whether through misleading content, distorted narratives, or baseless accusations spread across social media platforms. These attacks do not only target individuals, they also weaken public trust in institutions and threaten the integrity of our democratic process. We share the concern of the committee over the growing threat of cybercrimes, particularly online harassment and manipulation of digital platforms by trolls and malicious vloggers. The PCO is actively collaborating with a diverse range of partners and stakeholders to address pressing concerns related to misinformation and disinformation, including fake news. We are ready to assist the August Chamber in crafting responsive and effective measures to address these challenges. We continue to advocate for truthful, responsible, and patriotic communication. And we call on all digital content creators to be partners in nation building not purveyors of disinformation. We stand in full solidarity with ongoing efforts to fight fake news and safeguard the truth. Based on our research, we can again gain inspiration from two landmark legislation that is now working in other countries to fight fake news. These are the Digital Services Act of the European Union. This was passed in 2022. And Singapore's The Protection from Online Falsehoods and Manipulation Act, which was passed in 2019. Both laws use regulation or content moderation and impose penalties against social media platforms who allow the spread of fake news, hate speech, and disinformation in their platforms. We hope to have a similar law in the Philippines to fight fake news. Thank you po, and God bless you all.
Maraming salamat, Secretary J. Ruiz. Can you kindly submit your to us?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure,
Thank you so much. Sir, you can now leave. The Chair would like to, before I recognize our former colleague Glenn Chong, the Chair would like to acknowledge the presence of our Senior Deputy Speaker, Aurelio Dong Gonzales Jr. Sir, welcome. Okay, Congressman Attorney Glenn Chong, you are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My comments has something to do with the question of the Honorable Congressman Akop kanina about striking a balance between regulation and the freedom of speech. And also with the question of Congresswoman Castro about what if the government is the one purveying fake news. And with the issue of Congresswoman Roman about civil society being arbitrator between two opposing parties. In case one says it's fake news, the other says it's not. My issue is about elections. And I have always stood firm that our elections have been cheated all along. For 15 years, I have fought and have never been charged by the COMELEC or by Smartmatic. So here I am, as free as the bird, speaking before all of you. Now, towards the elections, the COMELEC filed a complaint against me, and my account on Facebook was suspended for 2 months before the elections and 4 months after the elections. I fought hard. I wrote to Facebook in the Philippines and Singapore, and they forwarded it to Meta platforms in California and referred it to their counsels, White and Case. So nagsasagutan po kami ng mga abogado ng Facebook. And they required me to prove that election fraud is not fake news. And I was able to prove, and they restored me last March 23. Now, ang ibig kong sabihin, sirs, your honors, is that you have to take into account na wala pong problema kung ang issue are outright exceptions to the protection of the Constitution on freedom of speech, yung trafficking of humans, trafficking of drugs, pornography, yung mga similar issues like that. We have every right to control them. But what about political issues that is subject to interpretation, whether it is true or not? My suggestion is that while we craft the law, we have to put there a mechanism by which we can determine if this is fake news or not. Wherein the protagonists, yung nagsasabing fake news to, at yung hindi, they will be able to sort out in a summary proceeding outside of the court. So I believe the civil society can probably do that, not the government agencies. That's my suggestion, Your Honor.
And that's the reason why Attorney Glenn Chong, a while ago, we were discussing that the yung collaboration natin with the government. But this collaboration will not be handled directly by the government. It will be the private sector. This group of different civil society will handle such issue like the political landscape, no? Kasi mahirap talaga pag political, iba-iba yung ano yan, And that's the reason why kanina I suggested with Secretary Ruiz to lead, no? This fight, no? Kahit na siya po ay nasa government. Basta andito lamang po yung ating private sector na sila po yung katulad ng CICP, meron na silang mga members, and it will be catering the other political content creator to be a part of it. Why not? After all, private naman kayo. But of course, with the guidance of the government,